Straight ahead on 12 News.
You come here. I said come here!
A movie collecting critical acclaim. We catch up with the film's director in Brooklyn Center. But first, stories of veterans who served our country.
As veterans, we need to support each other and get our stories out there.
And stories of veterans now serving our community. 12 News starts right now.
On this Veterans Day, a New Hope man is among those honored. This new sculpture bears the likeness of Vietnam veteran Mike Johnson and others. You can see it at Sheridan Memorial Park in northeast Minneapolis.
What I like about this memorial here is it does honor all veterans, from Spanish-American War up to the current Afghanistan, Iraq conflicts. So it's pretty awesome to be a part of this.
The memorial was years in the making, and only one veteran who organized the effort is still alive to see it become reality. Well, there are more than 21 million veterans in this country.
Among them, Molly Black, an Iraq War Army Reserve veteran. As Sonia Goins reports, she's still answering the call of duty.
I have about 50 clients on my caseload right now. We see about 20 a week.
For 2 years, Molly Black has counseled veterans and their families at the Brooklyn Park Vet Center.
Well, and then just ask them which one bothers you more now. Right. The stuff from your childhood or the stuff from Iraq.
She knows firsthand what they're going through.
I thought, well, what better than to talk to a veteran talking to a veteran about these issues? What's he identifying as the trauma?
Black served our country from 2003 to 2011.
My company was based out of Rochester.
Black was a military police sergeant. In 2006, she was stationed near Tikrit, one of the most dangerous areas in Iraq.
It was an experience.
Her squad trained Iraqi police. She was the only female.
They did not like taking orders from me. They did not like me disciplining them.
Black also encountered danger.
It was June 30th, 2007. We got a VBID, vehicle-borne IED, drove into the entranceway of the police station and exploded.
It was 8 o'clock in the morning, and most of the soldiers were still in the bed.
After it exploded, we got what's called a complex attack. So we started taking mortars from all directions and grenades and bullets.
The firefight lasted for more than 2 hours.
They were just coming at us with everything. Our buildings collapsed down on us.
Several U.S. soldiers were hurt.
I'm like, holy crap. Like, This was real. This was real.
The reality of that day is at times difficult for Black.
Sometimes it's hard for me to talk about, and sometimes it's not.
She says her job at the vet center has helped her to cope.
As veterans, we need to support each other and get our stories out there.
She hopes by sharing her story
and tell people we're getting help,
others will be encouraged.
So that more veterans continue to do the same thing.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Molly Black says there isn't a day that goes by that she doesn't think about re-enlisting in the Army Reserves.
Well, even after their duties are over, many local veterans are finding a different way to serve. As Renee Bonneau explains, one group in Robbinsdale is giving their time and sweat this Veterans Day.
Ian Hollifield might not have a ton of construction experience, but on Monday, he came to this job site equipped with the right attitude.
I want to give back to my community and do something for Veterans Day that would help support that.
The same goes for Scott Ransom and his crew with Target Corp's Military Business Council.
Some are veterans, others are family members of veterans, and others are just interested in veterans' causes and supporting veterans and those who serve.
They all chose to honor Veterans Day with Twin Cities Habitat for Humanity. While the Robbinsdale home they're working on isn't for a military family, Habitat says veterans who help out take away plenty.
We're kind of doing a whole veteran initiative to get more veterans to volunteer as, to help their mental state, to create bonding in the community, to help, basically put leaders back into the community to say, hey, you're doing good things still. You're helping more people.
Many say their work here is a continuation of what they did on active duty.
We still want to serve the communities. We're not done with our service to this country.
Twin Cities Habitat for Humanity is looking to form a group of veterans who are interested in volunteering on a regular basis. If you'd like to do so or for more information, go to tchabitat.org. In Robbinsdale, Renee Bonneau, 12 News.
The Veterans Initiative also aims to serve more veterans through Habitat's home buying or home repair programs.
Oakview Elementary students were shaken up today after their bus was struck by an SUV. Police say the SUV was traveling on Brooklyn Boulevard when it went through a red light and broadsided the bus. 4 students were taken to the hospital to be checked out as a precaution. Police don't believe any of the injuries were serious.
Changes continue on the local restaurant scene. Last spring, Sunshine Factory announced it was moving out of New Hope. It plans to open in Plymouth in a couple of weeks. Now we know what will take its place in New Hope. Pub 42 is scheduled to open on November 18th. The management team of Pub 42 has operated such restaurants as Sunsets in Wayzata and Granite City. What is the key to job growth? You might want to ask a Golden Valley company.
According to Inc. magazine, Orion Associates is the top private business job creator in the state. In today's Business Matters, we find out what's behind the job growth for this Golden Valley company.
We're creating jobs, we're adding jobs.
Day and night, new employee training happens almost around the clock at Orion Associates in Golden Valley.
We are in 3 of the right industries. We're in management services, we're in human services, and we're in human resources. And so the combination of all 3 has been pretty magical.
The growing company generated and filled 417 jobs over the past year and a half. That makes it the top private business job creator in the state and 28th in the country, according to Inc. magazine.
I think this is the course of our future. I think this is what we're going to be into the years ahead. We are going to continue to seek opportunities for growth. We're going to continue to seek other states to provide our services in.
Orion is growing in part because they offer management services to other companies. Think human resources, payroll, and finance. And those companies are in growing industries like human services and home health care.
They might not be as accomplished or as have the resources to do human resources or to do their finance work. That's where we can come in as Orion Associates, a group that's going to be familiar with the services that they're doing and can tailor our management services to that type of industry.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Add in some employee perks like an on-site daycare at Orion.
There's a really sincere balance of work and family.
And it's a recipe for a growing company that doesn't show any signs of slowing down. Orion is currently hiring for about 83 open positions. Coming up, a Plymouth author's emotional and uplifting story about his daughter.
Then later in sports, a football game full of twists and turns as Osseo battles Totino-Grace.
But first, a chilly forecast that warms up by the week's end.
You come here. I said come here!
Days ago, I was with my family in my home. Now you tell me all is lost.
If you want to survive, do and say as little as possible.
That is a clip from 12 Years a Slave, a film based on the autobiography of a free man from New York who was kidnapped and sold into slavery in the 1800s. The movie is already generating Oscar buzz. And this past weekend, the film's director, Steve McQueen, appeared in Brooklyn Center to answer questions about the movie.
What I want to happen is I want the book to be on a national curriculum here in the United States and in Europe.
Nearly 400 people packed the Regal Cinema Saturday for a question and answer session with Steve McQueen. He was scheduled to speak at an event at the Walker Arts Center, but some Minneapolis residents wrote a letter encouraging him to come to Brooklyn Center as well.
It would be tragic, actually, to miss this opportunity to bring Steve McQueen here and have people of African descent whose lives were affected by slavery in the audience to ask him questions. And, kind of in a roundabout way, the letter got to his agent, and I think that, that's how he ended up landing here in Brooklyn Center.
This was the film's first week in wide release. Over the weekend, it came in 7th at the box office, earning $6.6 million. A Plymouth man is writing from the heart in a new book about having a child with a disability. An Angel is Born is the story of his sister's dedication to a daughter with severe birth defects. Mike recently sat down to speak with author Wynne Johnson.
Author Wynn Johnson from Plymouth is with me, and he has written this book called An Angel is Born. And Wynn, thank you very much for being here today. We appreciate it. This is about difficulties growing up in coal country in Kentucky, including the fact that when your niece was born, she had special needs. What happened?
She was born premature to begin with, and she had a condition known as Rubinstein-Tabia, which was the name for the two doctors at the University of Cincinnati who discovered it. And that resulted in seizures, debilitating her for the rest of her life.
But she lived to defy the odds. Her parents were told many times that she was going to die, and she lived till, what, 39?
39 years old, she did defy the odds. She was very strong. She fought it hard. She passed away on October the 1st, 2011.
Your sister and brother-in-law were very dedicated to caring for her all that time.
They were, and I think the only thing that kept them going was their undying faith. And that's who the book reaches out to. It's very spiritual.
What were the obstacles that your sister faced?
Well, to move her about the house, to bathe her. Each time they had to bathe her or take her for a doctor's appointment, they had to worry about how they were going to do this because a 39-year-old child, she probably weighed about 130 pounds. And now these people are getting to 70 years old.
Who do you think this book will help? You had mentioned earlier to me that it's aimed at parents that lose their children.
It reaches out to parents who have lost their children before their own death. There's a life and death of a lot of children within this book, friends, family, neighbors. But it also reaches out, as Michael Cox, the editor of Midwest Book Review, anyone who's dealing with issues. It's spiritual and it's uplifting.
Wynn Johnson will be at a book signing event at the Bookcase of Wayzata on Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Then Saturday, he'll be at Buffalo Books in Buffalo starting at 10 o'clock. Still ahead, an appetite for history at Champlin Brooklyn Park Academy. But first, local swimmers compete for spots in the state meet. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back.
For the second time in a month, Totino-Grace and Osseo met in prep football. The Orioles and Eagles played one of the most entertaining games of the season. Highlights now from the state Class 6A quarterfinals at the Metrodome. First quarter, and the Eagles' Kai Barber runs up the middle for 16 yards. Coming up a half-yard short of the end zone, it set up a Lance Bennick touchdown. Extra point is missed. 6-0 Grace. Osseo running back Justin Ekior gets the Orioles on the board with a 3-yard touchdown run. Osseo leads 7-6 after a quarter. Second quarter, the Orioles facing a 4th down and 3. They go for it. Prince Krua runs to the end zone, an 18-yard TD. The Orioles lead 13-12. They go up 20-12 at halftime. Third quarter now. Bennick bounces outside and rushes 10 yards for the second of his 3 touchdowns. The Eagles make a 2-point conversion, tying the game at 20. Next drive for Osseo. Matt Medke on the play-action pass goes deep and hits Josh Goldschmidt for a 43-yard TD. Osseo is back in front. Tied at 27 in the fourth quarter. Eagles quarterback Seth Sewald rolls out, throws to Barber, who makes a great catch in the end zone for a score. Grace is up 34-27. Just over a minute to play. Osseo's Jamin Hampton goes 12 yards for his second touchdown of the night. The Orioles are within a point at 34-33, and they go for the win in regulation, trying for 2 here. But Medke's throw for Joshua Riley Phillips is intercepted by Darius Rogers as the Eagles hold on and advance to the state semifinals. Osseo never hesitated to go for the win.
You know, you got to go where the game's going, and we were struggling on D a little bit, trying to stop them, and I don't think you want to play a 10-yard field with Totino-Grace. So we had a shot to move on to the state semis for 2. I'll probably do that a lot, and it was fun. You know what? We had a shot. We just didn't execute it. Proud of my kids.
Totino-Grace now meets top-ranked Eden Prairie. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock Friday at the Metrodome. We'll have more on that game later this week on 12 News. Spots in the state girls swimming meet were up for grabs over the weekend. Off they go at the Section 5 AA meet, 200 medley relay. Anna Petty anchors Wayzata to victory with a new meet record time of 1 minute, 47.17 seconds. Osseo's relay also qualifies for state. 200 freestyle, Armstrong's Courtney Evanson sets a new section record with a time of 1 minute, 50.49 seconds. 50 freestyle, Colleen Donlin wins and is one of 3 Trojans to qualify for state, along with Petty and Sarah Lingen. Armstrong's Rachel Peterson also qualifies. 500 freestyle, it's Evanson winning again and setting a new meet record with a time of 4 minutes 56.05 seconds. 100 butterfly is a close race. Wayzata's Alexa Schaff wins. Osseo's Caitlin Strauss is second. Wayzata's Tiffany Wynn third. All 3 girls qualify for state. 100 backstroke now. Wayzata freshman Carly Quast is the winner. Her time 58.45 seconds. In the 100 breaststroke, Madison Price wins for Wayzata with a meet record time of 1 minute 5.10 seconds. And in the 400 free relay, Petty anchors the Trojans team to victory. As we look at the final team scores, Wayzata dominates the meet, winning all but 2 races and taking the team championship. Mounds View is second with Armstrong third, Osseo fourth, and Cooper in fifth. Maple Grove's swim and dive team make the journey up I-94 to St. Cloud for its section meet. St. Cloud Tech High School, the site for the 8AA meet. Maple Grove senior Christina Rudin came into the meet with the fastest qualifying time in the 50 free, with just the 4th fastest time in prelims, but holds off St. Cloud Tech's Katie Heller to win by 0.4 of a second. 100-yard butterfly, Grove senior Molly Hibzinski can't catch Brainerd 8th grader Katie Strife, but still qualifies for state with her 2nd place finish. Rudin again, this time in the 100 free. She again holds off Heller, winning by over a half second to qualify for her 2nd event as an individual. Maple Grove junior Aaron Buck, after earlier winning the 200-yard free, dominates the field with a 100-yard backstroke, being his 2nd place finisher by over 2 seconds. St. Michael Albertville wins the section championship. Maple Grove is 2nd, Brainerd 3rd, Buffalo 4th, and Rogers Place is 6th. The state meet coming up next Monday through Wednesday at the U of M. And that's a look at sports.
Great. Thanks, John. We'll be right back. And finally, a history lesson was served up with school lunch today.
Champlain Brooklyn Park Academy welcomed veterans to lunch on this Veterans Day. Many of the veterans who visited have grandchildren who attend the school. It was an opportunity to share history and love of country with a younger crowd.
They should take an interest in their country and try to do well and be a good citizen and enjoy the freedom that we have here. It's a great country.
It was back in the early 60s. You know, it's a few years ago. I'm 70 years old now, so time goes on, but memories are still there.
The oldest veteran in the lunch group, 101 years old.
Wow.
Pretty cool. Lots of stories there. That's it for now. Have a good day.